I think it's a controversial film, especially when we first shown the trailer of this film. A lot of people are really intrigued about this film, and it was one of the most viewed episode of
Episodes.
GanapTV. Yeah.
Yes. And this time we would like to welcome the lead actors and actresses of the short film The Pleasure of Being Served. So first, we have Mr. Graham Powell, and then we have Miss Ann Cruz, and we have Mara Lee Gilbert, and of course, the film director, Mr. Michael Manise. Hello, guys. How are you doing?
Hi.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for gracing our invitation to be part of the show.
Glad to be here.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Absolutely.
So, yeah, so of course, greet our viewers. Let's start with Graham.
Hi, everyone. I'm Graham Powell. I play Hudson in the movie, and I'm thrilled to be here.
And of course, Miss Mara Lee.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marley Gilbert. I play the American girlfriend named Jenny in the film, and I'm very excited to be with you all today.
Okay. And
Hi, my name is Maan Cruz, and I play the character of Rosa, the undocumented worker, and I'm glad to be here.
thank you. And of course, Mr. Michael Manise.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Bench. Thank you for John for having us, the whole cast and crew, for a little reunion here and for promoting my short film. I spoke to, I emailed with Angelita, the other actress, and she's sorry she couldn't make it. She's spending some time at home in California, and that's all she said. So.
Wow. Okay, first of all, I would like to congratulate you guys for, because the last time we showed the trailer of the film, it was tagged as one of the most popular video in our show. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Jen?
I think we should start asking them a question. So, like Graham, can you tell us about your role here in the film?
Sure. So I play Hudson, and he's kind of like, I would call him a man-child. He's kind of like a 30-something-year-old boy. He's very privileged, very entitled, has never really had to have any sort of real responsibilities to either himself or, more importantly, other people. The challenge, I think, with a character like that is, as the actor, I am not allowed to judge him. I have to basically just live that out, and people can make their own judgments, and people do, and I understand that. And so he's juggling a couple different women, and he has this a person, this woman Rosa, who is his housekeeper slash sort of a nanny for a grown-up. He's a baby basically, and she, he expects and demands that she covers for him and kind of enables his lifestyle. And therein lies the kind of the central conflict. She obviously has higher principles than that. And so therein lies the central conflict. So he was a fun character to play, and Mike had a very clear vision of his script and who the character was. So that made it very easy. There was no sort of difficulty in finding who this guy was because Mike was so clear about it. So it was a lot of fun to play, and I like playing characters that are, kind of less than likable. It's more fun to play the not likable person. So.
Okay.
Is this your first short film, or have you starred any other films previously?
I've been in quite a few shorts. I would probably dozens, I would say, over the years. I arrived in New York in 2006 and been doing several shorts a year since then, been in several features, a little bit of American television work. And so I find that shorts, I love shorts though, because I love them. You get to work on a movie for several days or maybe a week, and then you come away and you have this story, you have this piece of work that you can then meet people and you can promote on forums like your show. You can go to festivals, you meet, it gives you an opportunity to kind of sample working with different directors and different other actors. And my professional network has grown almost entirely from just short films, and that has springboarded into other things, into feature work and into just other kind of collaborative endeavors. So I love shorts. It's a lot of fun. Film is where it's at for me. I love theater too, but shorts are great, and ultimately film and features is kind of the direction that I'm leaning towards now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Graham. So
Thank
let's go
you.
to Marilee.
Okay, hi.
Yeah, yeah, you told us already your role. So can you give us a little more of it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sure. So she is Graham's American girlfriend. She's described by him in the film as spontaneous and sort of free-loving. And yeah, I found her to be a fun character to play as well, because she has this. I found her to be very opportunistic, kind of befriending Rosa so that she could actually get information on Hudson. And so she wants this good life. She wants what Graham's material wealth can provide her. And so she's sort of pretending to be friends with Rosa, so she can actually get the information she wants to know if this is a solid relationship or not. Yeah. So similar to what Graham just said, she's a little bit less on the likable spectrum, but there's still that vulnerability there for her as well, because she does suspect her boyfriend might not be completely faithful. So I liked playing that balance of, on the one hand, she's sort of this typical affluent, doesn't fully care about the housekeepers, just wants to use them as she can use them. But on the other hand, she still has this, she's still a human, still a woman with feelings, still wants to make sure that what's in her world is going to provide for her well. So I liked that kind of duality to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to ask the same question, same as Graham. Is this your first short film, or have you started to any other short film?
I've been in others. I was actually that was my second film I worked with Michael. I started it wasn't his first short, but the first short I worked with him on, called Maxine, and I played the lead in that short, and that's how we formed our relationship of working together. But I, like Graham, have been in several shorts myself, many shorts actually. I wrote and produced my own that has shown in festivals. And similar, yeah, it's led to larger projects. I know Michael has talked about wanting to create a feature film, and I've been in other feature films based on working on shorts with people who then develop things further. So, yeah, it is a wonderful sort of snapshot of a world and this moment of creativity where people can come together and have something that can be shared widely. And in this day and age too, I think shorts are becoming more popular because people like to see something quickly. There's not a lot of time to spend on long, watching things for 2 hours or so. So shorts are a great way to show your work.
Yeah, it seems that you are the favorite star of the
Michael.
director.
Yes. The shower moment.
Okay, Bench, you can ask man.
Yeah. Hello, man. Can you tell us something about your role in this film?
Hi, so my role is Rosa. She's the undocumented worker working with Hudson. And she's a learned Filipina graduating with accounting, but then like other probably Filipinas who try their luck in the United States, and then whatever happens, documented, undocumented, I'll do my best. And then she gets that work with Hudson as the nanny housekeeper, and then they create that relationship of like sharing stories that they become a little bit more comfortable of with these sharing. And then so Rosa thinks that Hudson is her ticket to be able to bring her son to the United States, but apparently Hudson is a different kind of character, wherein there are two girlfriends and he has a different set of views that, of course, for a values oriented Filipina, it's very bothersome to be seeing them naked, talking about some different kinds of opinions. So it's very bothersome, but then she takes it in because of the idea that I am going to bring my son to the United States because of this man. And then she's not really she's not really into like befriending the girls, but then apparently the Filipina girl goes to the Philippines and gets that connection with the son. So she totally forgets about that relationship with Hudson, that I'm the nanny, I'm the housekeeper, I'm not supposed to be meddling. But then she's gotten into this hullabaloo and with a girlfriend that prying into the plans of Hudson, whether they're living in together or not. And then she tries to, and then that there came to a point where in the climax of the film, wherein she's there's a challenge where she thinks whether to choose the friendship with a Filipina who brings her to friendship with a Filipina, or to remain loyal to Hudson, which is her ticket to bring the son. So for us, like Filipinos, do we value our values, or do we value the son to bring together? So it's a very that I had fun playing the role, because at one point you need to be very emotional about your son, and then at the next time you have to be very quirky with the girlfriends, and you have to be like covering up for Hudson. So you become like a mother. So it's a jumble of characters, which is good. I like playing the role. So yeah, that
So
would make me
I have a question, Maan.
yes.
Back then in the Philippines, do you have any acting background?
Actually, I started my training with Tanghalang Ateneo, and then
Wow.
I moved into like doing commercials. I worked with a couple of shows in GMA7, ABS-CBN,
Mhm.
and then I moved to the United States. And then I did some background work with
Mhm.
TV shows. I played a certain role with Madam Secretary, and then I was doing commercials. I was doing print, and
Mhm.
then I came across Michael, and then this was my first short film. So basically, my
Wow.
background is really theater. So
Uh-huh.
the dynamic of working with professionals like these people, it
Mhm.
gives you that boost when you're working right in front of the camera with them, because you see the reaction, you
Mhm.
see, you kind of meddle into this thing, and it brings out that artist in you. So I've been really privileged to be working with these really great characters and the really great actors and actresses, and of course the director. So yeah.
Mhm.
There you go. Yeah.
So-
I think your role is very interesting, Anne, and I think you are the one who's gonna give this story a twist because of how you handle this culture, because you're a Filipina,
Mhm.
and this Americans are so liberated in terms of their relationship towards one another. I think that would be interesting, and that our viewers will be interested to curious about what's
Right.
gonna happen here in the film. Okay, so
Mhm.
let's go to Michael.
Yes.
Michael, thank you so much for bringing us
You're
your
welcome.
cast here. We're
Yeah.
so honored and blessed. So, did they tell us already the story, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did they left something for viewers to see?
No, that's it. I'm really psyched that I had a chance to work with them. They're all the one thing I look for when I work with actors, especially since I have a budget and I pay everyone. I need to have confidence in them, and I do have confidence in all the actors I work with here. Not just in terms of them getting the character, but actually them as a person. Like, and also if they're professionals about it. Because I have worked with actors where I would go over a scene with someone, and I'll tell them, okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow, and then they won't show up the next day. And then I'd call him, like, where are you? We've been sitting here for like an hour. He goes, oh, you never gave me directions to the office. I'm like, well, why don't you ask me? Well, here it is. He's like, well, I already made plans for the day. So we ended up shooting around him. So I'm like, anyway, it's happened. It was in the past. So I'm just glad that, I had a chance to work with them, and they all did a great job. I would work with them again in a minute. And I'm sorry, Angelita couldn't be here, but she did a great job as well. And I did tell them that when we were going over the script that they're going to play characters that aren't necessarily likable. And I remember on their second read-through, I would tell them, is there anything in the script you don't agree with? Is there anything in the script, in the direction you won't do? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. Okay. And then we went with it.
So have you have a hard time, putting them all together?
Together.
We're all working also aside from acting. No, very
No,
good.
everyone.
That's so
No,
good.
yeah, it was great. It was really easy. It was really easy.
Kudos to all the cast.
Kudos.
Oh, definitely.
I have a question for Graham.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a question. Yeah. How did you feel about the shower scene or the bathroom scene?
I had a feeling that was coming. No, to be honest, it was the first time I did anything like that with regard to nudity below the belt. I'd done things without a shirt on many times, but anything like with, no pants on or no underwear on, never done that before. And to be honest with you, partly it was kind of like, I was more intrigued, like, oh, well, this is the first time. So, yeah, let's try it. I think I would feel different if it was the front. I don't know that I would have done it if it was, I don't know. It depends. Yeah, I don't know.
If
But
they ask you to do it, will you do it?
what's that?
If the director asks you to do it, will you do it?
I think it would really depend, and that's a conversation for offline. I'm turning red probably, right? But no, I felt I was nervous. I was definitely nervous, especially because it wasn't just me in the scene. It was me and another actor. It was Marley Gilbert in the scene with me, and I was like, just much more nervous about kind of being comfortable, that dynamic being comfortable and professional than anything else, because it's like it's just an awkward thing, but it's over before you know it, and we're just sort of just then it's done, and you're like, oh, that wasn't so terrible. But I was nervous, and then it's over, and now it's permanently out there for the whole world to see. So
the sexiest bot.
Oh,
The new name in the world, the sexiest bot.
Oh, great. I don't know about that, but yeah.
And to Miss Mara, did you know any Filipino word before shooting the movie?
I did not. I was actually very excited to hear that he was bringing in the Tagalog language, because it was my first time hearing it in person. I'd heard it on different mediums, shows or movies, but this was my first time really hearing people speak in person and watching the actors rehearse with it. And so it was I really enjoyed that he got to bring it in the language and focus on that aspect of, Michael's Filipino. So it's great that he was telling that story, I felt like.
Yeah. So how about Miss Anne? How does it feel to work with these lovely people on the screen?
Of course, in that bathroom scene, it was really awkward because my culture, in our culture, we don't really do this. And then they're like right there, and then they say, act like this. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because they're like right there, butts coming out. And I'm like, things in your head, like, okay, are they really naked inside? So, all these things coming into my head. But they're so professional. And of course, it's you learn a lot from there, especially if they've had like various experiences with uh, shooting short films. They're really helping me too, especially when I'm trying to, because my acting is very theatrical. So it's really helpful that when you're dealing with them, you ask them questions, and they're very helpful. And when we see each other later on in a couple of like all these showings, and then we get a drink, and you develop friendships. So that's why I was very excited to see them again, because it's been a long time. So hopefully we get to do a project again soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we are asking Michael if he has a plan to do a movie here in the Philippines, because there's a lot of short film and indie film as well. So we do encourage Michael to do a movie.
Well, the actors would have to get their passports in order.
Also, another question for Graham. Sorry, I have a lot of questions for Graham. Yeah,
It's quite all right.
yeah. I heard you're also a film director. I don't know if I did the right research. So, yeah. So, what do you like the most, in front of the camera or behind the camera?
Oh man, that's really tough. I mean, the first love I think is acting. I think acting is the most fun and feels the most like it's the least amount of stress, because once I kind of dial into the character and I've done my homework before the shoot or before the play or whatever it is, once I've kind of dialed it in, then I can just sort of surf, on the work that I've done, and just kind of allow the creative. Sorry, you probably might have just lost my line. I said allow the creativity to kind of free flow. A director's job is, and Mike can attest to this, it is so much work to get any film made, and you realize when you make a film that you're like, wow, it's kind of a miracle any independent film ever gets made. This is an insane amount of work. So I do love the work of directing, and I love working with actors. I love I'm not a I don't know nearly as much about the shot composition or like the technical elements, and I have friends that are filmmakers that know a tremendous amount about that. But I do know a lot about, I like to think I know a lot about how to structure a scene to create the feeling that it was intended to feel, and speaking the language of actors and relating to actors, making them feel comfortable, which is a huge part of directing. So I realized that was kind of a non-answer. You asked me to pick one, and I think it's very, very tough, because I love them both, but acting is certainly the one that feels the more sort of, it's like, put it this way, I'll put it through this way. Acting is like the old pair of jeans that you love and you're the most comfortable in. You're like, oh, I love these jeans. These are great. I could wear these every day. Directing is like the really nice suit that just fits amazing, makes you feel amazing, but you're not going to wear it every day, because you're not, it just feels like you feel a little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's like.
Nice answer.
I think Mara also directed movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right?
Oh, really?
Oh, well, I have actually not directed, but I did write and produce my own short. So I brought in a director for that, but I did handle all the behind the scenes as well as acting in the film. But that's specifically why I did not direct, because I was also producing and acting. So I really wanted that third eye to see what was happening. And when I was acting, I could just act. But yes, doing production work and gathering the team and making sure that you have the right equipment and the location and the getting the money together and all of that, it is a thrilling, you're flying by the seat of your pants kind of experience.
Yeah. I just want to ask Michael,
Yeah.
what do you get out of doing a short film? Do you earn from this, or it's just a self-satisfaction or fulfilling your, you know,
Dream.
your
Yeah.
Yeah.
ego?
Yeah. Yeah. Everything there is valid. The main goal with all my short filmmaking is really to make a feature, and also to make a feature. So what I'm making now, I don't expect to make money from them. But I do get a lot out of, being selected in film festivals and being written up, being interviewed, being premiered, and, like your channel being premiered in the Philippines. That's like my payment when it comes to short films. But again, it's really all about, eventually I'm going to make a feature length film. And like what I mentioned last time, even I really need to work on marketing and promotion. Because even if I have the money now to make a feature length film, I probably wouldn't make it because I don't think I'm well known or enough. So that, because to me, once I make a film, no matter how great it is, you eventually, if you're not known, if you don't have a marketing push behind you, you're going to be playing the lottery when it comes to film festivals. And like I mentioned before, I'm lucky enough that I know connections in the film festivals that they said, anytime you have a short film, just send it over, no matter what it is. We like your work, and you go out and promote yourself in the movie. So yeah, for now, it's really all about building a name for myself, and so that when I hopefully get the money to make these movies, my name will precede them. And I want to be in a position where film festivals will be like, oh, Mike Maness made a movie, we want to screen it. I don't even care what it's about, because I know he does a good job promoting it, and his movies make money, blah blah blah.
So it's like,
Thank you.
Michael, doing a short film is a stepping stone, right?
Good morning. Oh, I'm so sorry for all this mess.
No worries.
How you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm almost ready. Do you have the package?
Oh, hold on. Itong mga ito, para kay Richard. Itong sobre, para sa kapatid ko. Kikitain ka na lang daw nila bukas sa airport. Salamat ah.
Of course. Sama ka na kasi sa akin.
Ay, nako. Kung may pera lang talaga ako, wala namang budget. Ang mahal-mahal pa umuwi ng Pilipinas.
Marami akong mga kaibigan, kamag-anak. Kailangan ng katulong kung interesado ka.
Teka, hindi ako katulong, okay? Ginagawa ko lang to kasi wala akong papel. Accountant ako sa Pilipinas.
Pasensya ate, hindi ko sinasadya.
Hindi. Ako nga dapat ang humingi ng paumanhin sa'yo. Pasensya ka na, ha? Sige, kung meron kang kilala na nangangailangan ng katulong, Sabihan mo lang ako, ha? Of course. Okay, ito. Ano
Ano
mo na
yan?
to?
Parang masira.
Ano ba pala dito?
Hala ka. Kunin mo yan.
Sige,
Ay,
Magandang umaga. Anong ginagawa niyong dalawa?
very impressive.
I'm learning so much Tagalog, your parents won't be able to talk crap about me behind my back.
We'll see about that. But I have to go.
No.
I had a good time.
Did I miss me?
Of course. You better behave, you know. Rosa tells me everything.
I bet she does.
Here you go. There you go.
Thank you.
So, Hudson and I are thinking about moving in together.
Really?
I'm willing to take the risk if I see a future with him. You've worked for Hudson for so long. Sabihin mo naman sa akin, Rosa, mabuti ba siyang lalaki o hindi?
I don't know. It's really not my place to say anything.
Jennifer.
Jennifer?
Does that name ring a bell for you?
No.
Never mind. Catch up when we get back?
Of course. Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Rosa, I learned this new move that I have to try. I want you to spar with me.
Oh.
One time, one spar.
Are you hungry? Do you want me to cook something for you?
Nah, I'm okay. Hey, what'd you do this weekend?
Oh, we had dinner in Queens yesterday.
When you say we, you mean you and your boyfriend?
Me, boyfriend? Of course not. That's my roommate, Lisa.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pry. I'm just trying to learn about you, that's all. You know so much about me. I don't know anything about you. You got a key to my place. Seems unfair.
Okay. I have an accounting degree in the Philippines. I actually just came here because I think there's a lot more opportunity. The goal is actually to save a lot of money and then bring my son Richard here. He's 8 years old. I haven't seen him in 3 years.
What about his dad?
That man I haven't seen since Richard was born. That's a different story.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You know, you'd make somebody really happy. I'm serious. You're attractive. You're hardworking. You're old school, old fashioned.
Thank you. Lynn actually asked me if I knew somebody named Jennifer.
What'd you say?
Of course, I said no. The thing is, I don't like to lie, especially to Lynn.
All right, it's not technically lying. Okay, you're following my instructions.
This is 125th Street transit for the D train once it ends with construction. There is no local down.
Not believe I lost my sneakers. Have you seen them?
No, sugar bear, I haven't.
Well, do you want to go shoe shopping with me later?
Well,
Hey, Rosa.
I'm gonna go to the dojo. I don't know if I can.
You never want to go
Rosa.
shopping with me. I always do the things that you want to do.
Well, I'm busy. What do you want me to say?
You're not too busy to do other things.
Here's your dry clean.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You got the Spider-Man action figure that I got for your son,
Oh,
right?
yes. Thank you so much. He will love
Sure.
it.
Oh, and I cannot find my sneakers. They are black Converse, but if you see them around anywhere, will you let me know?
Okay, I'll take a look.
I was talking to Hudson just now, and when he and I finally move in together, I really want you to keep working for him. Or for us, in that case, because you do a really
Oh.
great job.
Okay. Thank you.
Are there any juicy secrets I should know about him?
No. No. Nothing. Okay.
I was just kidding. But you and I should talk. We should get coffee
Oh.
or something. My treat.
Okay. Thank
It's
you.
always so good to see
Good.
you, Rosa.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Oh, I took my pay from your wallet if you don't mind. Oh, by the way, is Lynn coming back? Jenny said you two are moving in together.
Don't worry about that. That's not happening for a while, if at all.
Okay.
Hey, let me ask you a question. If you had to choose between Jenny and Lynn, who would you choose? No, hear me out. Jenny is the more spontaneous type. And Lynn is more successful at her job, which is great, but I don't know if that's like her personality or just because she's Asian. What do you think?
I really can't answer that.
To Brooklyn Downey, train 59th Street Columbus Circle is next. Once again, there is no downtown local service between 125 and 59th Street. For all bypass stops, transfer at the next stop, 59th Street for Uptown C train.
Hi! Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Oh, I missed you. I met your son Richard at the airport. He is such a sweet kid. He looks so much like you. And so much bigger than the pictures that you show of him. His Tita Arlene says he's doing so well in school. He's at the top of his class. He does his homework every night. He asked me about you. He's curious more than anything about what you eat in this country. Hey, I told him you were fine. And you're working really hard to bring him here.
Thank you.
Here's a photo of us at the airport. Hudson and I are talking about moving in together and getting married.
Getting married?
Yeah, I mean, first things first, we're still planning on moving in together. I have to break the news to my parents that it's gonna happen eventually and they'll just need to deal with it.
I'm quitting. I'm not coming back after tonight.
Sorry, what?
I'm quitting. Tonight's my last night.
What? Why?
Just forget about it. I just need to go and give me my money.
No,
so-
wait a second. Why are you quitting?
No, just forget about it. I just give me my money so I can
Rosa,
go.
why are you quitting?
Just give me my money so I can go. It's okay.
It's really not okay. Why are you quitting?
You really don't have an idea, huh?
No!
You walk around naked. That bothers me. You don't even have discussion when you talk to your friends on the phone. There are things that I don't need to hear, like what? Your sexual positions? Your opinions about black people and the Jews? Don't you think I get offended? I don't really care about what you do with your life. That is your business. But you are setting up your woman for some real pain, and I don't want to be a part of this.
Okay, first of all, why do you care so much about Jenny and Lynn? They are not your friends. You work for me, remember?
My husband in the Philippines cheated on me for years. I don't want to be a part of this whole plan. I have to go. I'm sorry, I have to go.
About Lynn, don't worry about it. I'm going to break up with her soon, okay? You got nothing to worry about.
No, I can't do this anymore. Just give me my money so I can go.
You can't quit. Who's going to clean up this shit?
I don't know and I don't care. Just give me my money.
I'll give you $10 extra if you stay.
I
$10 extra
can't.
an hour
I
if you
can't.
stay.
I can't. Just give me my
Fine,
money.
make it 20. Make it 20. Plus,
No.
what else is it going to cost to bring
No.
Richard here?
$700.
Hey, Hud,
Yeah.
whose shoes are these?
Um,
Definitely not mine.
um,
Akin yan.
Sa'yo?
Oo, sa akin yan. Kasi nagpapalit ako minsan pag naglilinis.
Talaga? Parang hindi pa kita nakitang suot to.
Akin talaga yan. Kasi minsan-minsan ko lang ginagamit.
Mukhang hindi kasya sa'yo.
Akin talaga to. Pasensya ka na, naiwan ko dun ha.
yeah. Rosa. Rosa. I'll see you next month.
Dahil sa Ganap TV,
Kayo!
Kayo.
Bandida.
Wait, sorry. One more.
very nice. Thank you so much.
Catch 'em all.